Gentlemen, a word. Well, I had my latest video ready to go, most of the editing done, just needed final touches. And the topic for that video was going to be Superman versus the Fantastic Four, commenting on which of the two movies was going to win the proverbial battle of the summer blockbusters. Only to have Marvel, right at the 0 hour, drop a brand new trailer for the Fantastic Four. And if half of what I've been told and seen from stills of this trailer is true, Marvel just ended the debate, and not in a positive way for them. So, I thought I'd save my genuine reaction for an actual content. Join me, won't you? So, let's grit our teeth, clench our asses, and let's see how bad this thing really is.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space.
I will give them at least credit. They are doing a summary of their origin story. They are not forcing you to go through the entire origin all over again. I hope this is a continuing trend for a lot of superhero films, especially ones that have, they're not treading new ground. But so far, nothing new here. And due to the fact that this is Marvel Disney, I am going to be forced to pause frequently. Hopefully I'll have something to say every time I pause, but in the event I don't, you know why.
And come back forever changed.
This car?
Okay, as much as I enjoy the aesthetic of Ben Grimm, I can't stand his voice. Because I'm sorry, he's supposed to have not just simply a gravelly sounding voice, no pun intended. The man is even written with a Brooklyn accent in the comics, yet they got him sounding with virtually no accent here. I wholeheartedly object because I'm sorry, that's part of his character. It's also part of his charm. Hopefully the script makes up for it, but given Marvel's track record, press X to doubt.
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you.
I do admit, I like the 60s aesthetic. It's like they're trying to capture that whole energy of the original Fantastic Four run when the comic was first released. Aesthetically, that's nice. From a practical sense, jury will be out and probably won't see how effective that is until the movie's actually released. But at least aesthetically for the trailers, not bad.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Okay, slight backup on here, because I know I said I liked Thing's appearance, but there was one thing about him that was bugging me. And I like his eyebrows. I like the fact that they have the rock eyebrows from the Jack Kirby art style. But there was something about him that was just irking me wrong. And I heard somebody say it once. I forget what other YouTube personality said it, but it really hammered home for me. It's the fact that his head's too small. And I don't mean just simply for his frame. I mean in general. Because you look at his head and compare it to Sue or Reed, and his head's smaller than theirs. That shouldn't be right. And his head is almost the same size as Johnny's, but you look at Johnny's proportion, he looks like Johnny, that is, looks like he's standing about 2 feet behind everybody else. That just looks off. It's kind of like a weird version of the Uncanny Valley.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking?
I really wish they went with a different scene other than this. You used this in the teaser. Why are you using it again? Because usually when they keep going to the same scene, it's usually a bad sign that they don't have many scenes in the entire film to work with. And honestly, if this is the most down home that Thing comes off with in the whole movie, that's worrisome.
Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Okay. See, the actress playing Sue Storm, a little bit older than probably what I would have picked, but at least visually, she looks okay for it. Pedro Pascal, I'm sorry. I know I'm not the only one who has this mental take, but I'm sick of seeing him in every single property. It's like there's 1,001 actors on the planet. You could have picked literally anybody else, and they probably would fit the role better. And for some reason, Pedro Pascal is just coming off like he has the same agent as Nick Cage. It's like it doesn't matter what the role is. He just says yes to everything. All that matters is the check clears.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What?
Okay. From the context of this scene, I'm puzzled as to why Sue would have the panic look on her face when Johnny initially said, "You're late." Because, for one, why would you think he was referring to anything other than dinner? Do you honestly think your brother is keeping track of your period cycles? If you honestly think that, what the fuck's wrong with your brother that you're not telling us? The hell?
You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
Okay. Johnny, at least in this scene, still acts like Johnny. Doesn't have the comedic charisma as Chris Evans did in the last Fantastic Four. I'm going to say that right now. But at least in that scene, the dialogue matches what Johnny would say. I don't care for the actor playing him. I've heard good things about other roles that he's played, but I'm sorry, in here, he looks like somebody sprinkled some Miracle Grow on Elliot Page. I'm sorry. It could just be the hairstyle, but no.
We can do this. Nothing's going to change.
Hats off to Marvel Disney for actually keeping a heterosexual relationship in a major franchise. Baby steps.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Okay. This is one thing that I heard they were going to have in it, and I am honestly shocked they had the nerve to put this in one of the trailers. I figured they would try to hide this with every fiber of their being, but nope. The female Silver Surfer. And for anyone who tries setting foot in the comments saying, she was in the comics, okay, thank you for proving that you merely tore Wikipedia, because actual comic readers know that, yes, there was a female Silver Surfer in one issue of an Elseworld story. Not main continuity. The main continuity had the character, but she was Nornred, that is the original Silver Surfer's love interest. In the main continuity, she never assumed the role of Galactus's herald as the Silver Surfer. Not once. You can just throw that argument out the window.
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked.
Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. I was hoping seeing her in motion would be better than the stills I was seeing. No. Everything I've heard about this and seen of the stills is accurate. The T-1000 in Terminator 2 looks better. The Silver Surfer in, I believe it was 2006, looked better. My question is, Disney, what are you doing? Are you putting your special effects team on like a ridiculously short time frame to get the special effects done, and that's why they look this horrible? Or are you signing some absolute hole-in-the-wall third-party company to do this? What's the excuse? Because as much money as you put behind these movies, there is no reason for her to look this bad. If you're going to steer into a female Silver Surfer, commit to the female. For the love of God, don't do this half-ass looks in between female and male.
Marked for death.
It's my fault.
I guess this was the only scene they could use for the trailer to demonstrate that Silver Surfer is more powerful than what the Fantastic Four should be able to handle on their own. But this just makes Johnny look like an idiot because he went in the upper atmosphere, no oxygen, and he had his fire put out before he even reached her. So what was the end goal here? I
stretched the bounds of space.
And they heard.
Okay, from that line, please tell me they're not going to make the entire argument that the reason why Silver Surfer and thus Galactus show up here is it's entirely Reed's fault. Because you already, just in the trailer alone, you painted Human Torch as being a moron. He's supposed to be hot-headed, yes, but an ounce of common sense probably would tell you, hey, the fire's dying down, you may want to stop going up. But it looks like, yeah, Reed Richards, the smartest man on the planet, is apparently just as stupid. Yay.
Are we safe?
I don't know.
Okay. One thing I've heard in critiques, I'm going to wait until the end of the trailer before I say anything definitive, but my concern is whether or not they're going to make Reed Richards take a back seat in this. He is not just simply the field leader, he's supposed to be the overall leader of the Fantastic Four. Yes, they're a family. Yes, everyone has their own personalities, but in the comics, it is undisputed. Reed is the guy in charge.
There's not enough time.
I'm not giving up.
I am glad that they have actual Galactus. He is not a fart cloud like he was in 2006. I am so glad they fixed that. I also really like the car design that they have for the Fantastic Four. I honestly would love to see how this thing is made practical effects wise. I see the wheels under the frame there. I hope they're not trying to make this thing look like a hover car. If they are trying to say, it's like, no, this thing actually hovers, massive F up on the special effects team. But if they say, no, it just covers the wheels, okay, great. Still like the design though.
We will face this together. We will fight it together. As a family.
All right, I'll say again, I am glad they are actually, at least from the looks of it, it looks like they're trying to keep some semblance of the family dynamic. And from what the few Fantastic Four issues that I actually have read, Sue does act like the, for lack of a better term, the conscience, I guess is the best way to put it, of the family. It's like she acts as the one that keeps all the frictional personalities of the rest of the family bonded together. So that part is accurate. So I'm hoping Marvel doesn't fall back into its bad habit of turning her into the standard cookie cutter girl boss that they keep going into with every single property. And frankly, the main reason why I'm hoping they don't do it here is not only will it do a major disservice to the character, but frankly, it's getting old, it's getting boring, and just demonstrate one new idea, please.
Has to be us.
From what I understand, they've already outright stated the Fantastic Four are the only heroes in this world. So, yeah, that kind of goes without saying. Okay, glad to see they actually demonstrated the stretchy here for Reed Richards. Honestly, I was expecting worse, especially given what I saw with the Silver Surfer. So, passable. And I'll admit, Reed Richards' power set is one of those types that it is very difficult to translate in live action. The 2006 Fantastic Four did a decent job, but there's definitely a few scenes to where they obviously were cutting corners. But what was it? The Netflix One Piece is another one that has, of course, the main character has the same stretch abilities. And they managed to make it look relatively decent from the few scenes I've seen. Granted, they may just be cherry picking the best looking, and the rest of the film he may look like absolute ass. I have no idea. But I will say, if they're putting at least a decent foot forward with this one, yeah, it's a good show.
We will protect you.
I'm so sick of seeing Pedro Pascal's face. I really am. There's no way you expect me to believe that there's no one else you could have called. Literally nobody. It's like, has Disney Marvel shit the bed so bad that no one else is returning their calls? Is that what it is? Oh, it's Gojira! I'm sorry. That's the first thing that came to mind. You just see the huge foot go through city streets. I gotta admit, though, it's just like, well, I'm happy to see Galactus actually relatively comic accurate. I wonder, how are you going to capture the wow factor? Because now that you've had the entire Godzilla Monsterverse run roughshod through Western audiences, just simply having a really big guy walking through New York, yeah, that's only going to be neat for maybe about 30 seconds. But that's just a curiosity question. I'm just wondering, how are you going to keep the wow factor? Okay. Well, not as bad and not as good as what I was expecting. So obviously I had some positives and negatives out of it. It looks like one aspect of what they released in those Avengers stills is true, that Franklin Richards is on the way, unless they're going to pull a curveball and have the daughter come first. It's entirely possible. It's Disney Marvel. There was a few aspects of it that I'm honestly astounded that they even included it. Most notable of which was the female Silver Surfer. Because that one, I would think even general audiences are going to go, that's not what he's supposed to look like. Due to the fact that 20th Century Fox already took a swing at the character. Not the first time marketing has screwed the pooch for a Marvel Disney project. I mean, after all, the last film, Brave New World, it's obvious the way the movie was set up that Red Hulk was supposed to be a surprise. However, marketing absolutely plastered him over everything, so it kind of killed that. In regards to the Fantastic Four themselves, questionable casting for Reed and Johnny. From what I understand, the actor playing Thing has demonstrated a wide enough range that I totally believe it would have been within his ability to actually sound more like Thing. So I don't know why they have him talking plainly and also no accent whatsoever. Yes, I know this is the third time I'm mentioning it. It irks me that much. See, as far as the world aesthetic, I like this 60s sci-fi aesthetic. However, I can't help but notice the only part that seems sci-fi in the 60s is the Fantastic Four's equipment. Everything else that you see out in the world, unless there's something that I missed, it just looks like this normal 60s. Which, if that's the case, Reed, you're kind of a dick for hogging all that tech to yourself. Because I imagine with your advanced knowledge and whatnot, that you're creating stuff like this, you would have made one or two gizmos to enhance everyday life for the general citizenry. At the very least, fund your endeavors. The public statements given by the actors playing both Sue and Johnny Storm, if, for those of you that are not in the know, those two actors in particular have made it clear that the film itself will be geared towards the quote-unquote modern audience. If those two words just made you throw up a little bit in your mouth, yeah, you're probably feeling the same effect as me, because every time we hear those two words, whether it's in television, movies, video games, it never produces anything good. Ever. The public statement from the actor playing Johnny Storm, his actual name escapes me at the moment. He has stated that Johnny is not going to be the skirt chaser that he is known to be in the comics and all other iterations of the character. He's instead going to be more in tune with other people's feelings, I believe is how he put it. And that just goes to show that the actor, the showrunners, or both have totally missed the point of the character. He is supposed to be the source, or at least the main source of friction in the team, while at the same time, he is also the positive energy of the team. He is essentially the fun that is injected into the family dynamic. Then there's just simply the fact that Marvel's track record right now is, they so need a win so bad. But their track record has established that they are deserving absolutely zero benefit of the doubt or faith, as it were, whatever you want to call it. Even the most recent Daredevil Born Again, the trailer looked awesome. And the trailer looked awesome. That's about the only praise I can give that thing. But anyway, that's a totally separate subject. And as I said before, I originally had a video drawn up to where it was going to debate who would win in the summer blockbuster battle, Superman or the Fantastic Four. And honestly, with what I've seen of this trailer, James Gunn can totally sit on his hands as far as marketing for Superman from this point on and win by default. Prior to this, James Gunn had done a horrible job marketing Superman, but it's still, even despite those missteps, it still looks leagues better than this. No pun intended. Fantastic Four, first steps. I see some positives for what they're doing, but so far the negatives just totally avalanche over the positives in there. So right now the biggest positive is that it's disconnected from the main MCU universe, so they don't have to worry about whether or not anything they set up will contradict past storylines. That's the biggest positive they have with this being an Elseworld story. Everything else, the Jack Kirby style that it looks like for the character design, also, that's a positive. I will always root for any callbacks to the great Kirby era. However, as far as like the actual portrayal of the characters, the trailer's not doing them any justice. I can only cross my fingers and hope the movie is leagues different. Given the fact it's Marvel Disney, yeah, I'm not going to be holding my breath on whether or not they get it right. What's your take on the trailer? Did you like it? Did it raise your hopes? Lower them? Did you have to reach for the nearest bucket when you saw a Silver Surfer? Let me know in the comments. Also, feel free to throw the usual like, subscribe. Until next time, this is Krovax reminding you all to be good, or at least good at what you do.